giving a voice to the voiceless and taking the powerful to task. Now, 8 on Your Side investigates.
It happened in a second. An injury on the job changed his life forever. Now an insurance company driven by profits decides who will treat him and how. More than 250,000 Florida workers will suffer injuries on the job this year, and some of them severe.
If you're one of them, you are at the mercy of your employer's workers' comp insurance carrier. And on Your Side, senior investigative reporter Steve Andrews tells us your care depends on what that insurance company will actually approve.
Yeah, you know, it can happen this quickly. A serious accident at work. Insurance companies call the shots about your medical care, and what one company is putting a Lakeland man and his family through adds insult after injury.
It was the loudest noise I've ever heard.
September 2017, a chemical explosion at Natural Advantage Food Flavorings in Lakeland knocks down walls, collapses ceilings. The blast blows a hole through the roof. Witnesses say flames shot 60 feet into the air. The explosion injures 3.
It was a lot of pain, and there was just fire, smoke, just chaos. You think you're okay until you actually have to talk about it.
Fire and chemicals scorch employee Neil Ackelberger. Paramedics rush Neil to Tampa General's burn unit. When wife Robin arrives, she's not allowed to see him.
My fear was, if he dies, am I going to get to tell him goodbye?
Doctors finally let her back.
I could tell he had been blown up. I mean, there's one doctor on this side with one arm up, one doctor on this side, and they're just ripping skin off.
And I remember them, you know, having to physically pull the skin off of my arms and my neck and my ears.
Fire left Neil with 2nd and 3rd degree burns. Chemicals caused blistering under his arms, down his back, legs, and thighs. Doctors surgically implant pig skin on his arms. One is successful, the other isn't.
That's it, done, done. Deep breath, deep breath, deep breath.
Twice a day, he undergoes painful debridement, removing dead skin.
Let me know when you're ready. Okay.
His attorney is Michael Weiner.
Neil's got burn injuries, neurological injuries, psychological injuries, orthopedic injuries.
The care that he got at Tampa General was amazing.
When Neil came home, Travelers, his employer's workers' comp insurance carrier, provided a much different level of assistance. It started with the home health care nurse Travelers sent to treat Neil's burns.
The nurse that showed up to take care of Mr. Eckelberger was completely unqualified to deal with significant burns.
Because I was having to wear masks. The kids to go into the room, mask and gloves.
Because I still had open burn wounds.
She came over here with hand sanitizer.
TGH referred Neil to several specialists for follow-up. According to Robin, Travelers denied the referrals, claiming those doctors are not in its network. Travelers doesn't belong to a network.
So I found the statements that they made to him and to his wife to be disingenuous, to call it mildly, if not a blatant outright lie.
In Florida, workers' comp insurance carriers like Travelers decide who injured workers will see, where they will see them.
They wanted me to take him laying down to a walk-in clinic.
I don't have any control of my health. I don't have any control of the doctors I see.
Neil also needed stitches removed. It took Travelers 10 weeks to provide a doctor.
Travelers has no heart.
According to Michael Weiner, insurance carriers run the show, provide medical care on the cheap, frustrating patients in an effort to push them into using their own private health care insurance.
Steve, the inmates run the asylum. There really is no governing body that exists to hold insurance companies accountable.
Now, according to Travelers, it does or is part of a network, and the selection of a treating doctor is made from its network of providers after careful consideration of multiple factors, including their expertise.
I mean, watching the video of him getting that treatment done to his arms, it's hard to watch. Clearly, he is seriously hurt. How in the world does he end up getting sent to a doc in the box?
Well, you know, according to Travelers, it said that not all doctors accept workers' compensation cases, and many only do at walk-in clinics. The company also claims its goal is to ensure that each injured employee receives the best care available so they can recover quickly and return to work. Now, another goal, profit. In January, Travelers told stockholders it was very pleased with the strong performance of its workers' compensation product. It helped the company beat profit estimates. So there's money to be made, but the question is, I mean, I'm sure the Eckelbergers would be saying, at whose expense are you making this profit, you know?
At least they have the hand sanitizer. That should make everyone
That
feel
story
better.
is unreal.
Like insult
Thank you.
to injury and after injury both. Thank you, Steve. If you have a problem you want Steve to investigate, give him a call. The 8 on Your Side helpline is 1-800-338-0808.